Hare Krishna. So now Krishna is starting a new section where he's going to speak about happiness in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So let's begin our discussion from Shloka number 36. Sukham tvidanim trividham Shrinu me bharatarshabha Abhyasadramate yatra Dukhantam cha nigacchati. So here Krishna is saying, Shrinu me bharatarshabha, O best of the Bharatas, please hear. Shrinu. Shrinu me, please hear me. And then he's saying, Sukham tu idanim trividham. So what are you going to speak, Krishna? So Krishna is saying, I'm going to speak about the three kinds of happiness, which is in the three modes, that is goodness, passion and ignorance. And then here he says, Abhyasad ramate yatra dukhantam cha nigacchati. And such happiness by which the conditioned soul enjoys and which he sometimes comes to the end of all distress. So a nice shloka which talks about happiness. In fact, everyone in this world is just searching for happiness. But that happiness which is permanent, that happiness which is eternal, that's what everyone is searching for. But somehow people end up getting little bit of happiness after a lot of endeavor. And here Krishna is talking about, or he's starting a section where he's speaking about the different types of happiness. So here, see, one question has to be asked, that why is it that we are not able to get that happiness, that permanent happiness? Why there are different kinds of happiness, and all of them we'll be seeing in our future verses, future videos, that how all those happiness are all temporary. No permanent happiness. Because in this world which is titled as Ashashvatam, everything is temporary. So whatever we get, little happiness from these temporary things will also be temporary. Then is it possible to get that permanent eternal happiness? Is it possible to end all our miseries? As of now, if the definition of happiness if we want to give, it's almost like gap between two miseries. So we have one misery, second misery, and in between there's an interval. That interval we call it as happiness. That's what we do, or that's what we feel in our day-to-day life. But how to put an end to all the suffering? Is there any way? Here Prabhupada is describing that. A conditioned soul tries to enjoy material happiness again and again, thus he chews the chewed. Now everyone in this world is doing this, chewing the chewed. Just imagine a scene where the sugar cane that is there is put into that sugar cane juice machine, and then the person removes from the other end, again he puts it. Again some juice was coming out. Again he removes, again he puts the remnants of the sugar cane. Again he does that. So he does it multiple times to such an extent that finally there shouldn't be even a drop of juice in that particular sugar cane or fibers that is remaining. And then he throws away that fibers. Now a person comes and then he takes it up and then he chews, thinking that there will be some sweetness. He is not getting. Then he says, okay, maybe I should try in some other direction. Then he puts it from here and he is chewing. Oh, he's not getting sweetness here also. Then he puts it from here. He's doing everything possible, but then he's not getting that sweetness. He understands, oh, there's nothing. There's no sweetness here. And he throws it and then he goes. And the other person comes and he picks up the same thing, same set of fibers. And then he says, Arey, that person does not know how to chew. I will chew the chewed and then I'll show there is some juice in it. And he also tries. And he also fails. Again he throws. The third person comes and he says, both of them, they are useless people. They don't know how to do it. And then he starts chewing it. It might be funny, but then this is what we all are doing. There is no person till date, not even a single person till date, who has achieved permanent happiness by the material activities. But still, generations after generations, they claim that we will do something by which one can get permanent happiness. But no one is able to do that. Because it's not possible. Because this world is dukkhalayam, ashashvatam, a place full of misery, a place which is temporary. And that which are searching for shashvat sukha, how is it possible? So one has to elevate oneself onto the spiritual platform. Now, how to go to the spiritual platform? Is it that we go and purchase it from somewhere? Is it that we Google it? Is it that we'll find it on YouTube? Where will we find it? Here, a very nice statement is given by Srila Prabhupada. But sometimes in the course of such enjoyment, he becomes relieved from material entanglement by the association with a great sadhu. In other words, a conditioned soul is always engaged in some type of sense gratification, but when he understands by good association that it is only a repetition of same thing, and he is awakened to his real Krishna consciousness, he is sometimes relieved from such repetitive so-called happiness. So basically people are stuck in the cycle. Stuck in the cycle of the temporary happiness. They get little bit and they don't get that further, and then they say, okay, let me try the other way, and then start something else. Little bit more happiness, and again some other activity. So a lot of endeavor, little bit of happiness. Lot of endeavor, little bit of happiness. So this cycle people are stuck in, thinking that I will surely get happiness in this world. But then, who can actually get that real happiness? Who is on the spiritual platform? Because spiritual platform is permanent. The soul is Sat Chit Ananda. It is full of happiness, full of bliss. So when we act on the soul platform and connect with that eternal source of happiness, that is Lord Krishna, at that time we can expect that yes, I will become completely happy and satisfied. In the course of this enjoyment in this material world, person will get frustrated with time. And when he gets frustrated, he'll think, no, what am I doing? And by the divine arrangement, if he comes in touch with a devotee, that devotee will help him from Bhagavad-gita that you cannot get it. Why are you enduring so much? See, Krishna is saying, dukkhalayam ashashvatam, anityam, asukham lokam. Look at this, Krishna is saying all this, what are you doing? And say the devotee, the other person is asking the devotee that, okay, so what am I supposed to do now? And the devotee says, chant Hare Krishna, read Bhagavad-gita. And just by doing this, the person will get cleansed. His heart will be cleansed, his consciousness will become purified. And with time, he will go beyond the bodily consciousness. And when he goes beyond the bodily consciousness, there will be a huge transformation in himself. His perspective towards the entire world will change. His expectations towards the entire world will change. And he'll be so equipoised, so stable in that particular level of spirituality. So in this way, we understand that by the association of a devotee, sadhu sanga, sarva shastra koi, lava matra sadhu sanga, sarva siddhi hoy, that just by a particle of the moment of association of a sadhu, a person will be fully benefited. Why? Because that sadhu will give the knowledge, or that devotee will pass on the knowledge, pass on the realization, and make him realize that what is permanent and what is temporary. And when that person takes up Krishna consciousness, takes up spirituality very nicely, does very nice devotional service, at that time, in that consciousness, in that state of existence, all his sufferings will come to an end. Because the sufferings were on the material platform, but now he's on the spiritual platform. Now where is the question of suffering? He will not experience the suffering even if it exists. So in this way, very nicely Srila Prabhupada is described here in the purport, that by coming in touch with the devotee, a person's life can be completely transformed and he can attain that eternal happiness. So here, Krishna is described, or he is telling Arjuna that here carefully I am going to speak about three modes, goodness, passion, ignorance, happiness in those three modes. So Krishna is going to start speaking about the mode of goodness, happiness, or happiness experienced in the mode of goodness in the next shloka. So let's see that in the next video. Hare Krishna.